All right, everybody, we are live once again this afternoon, and this is Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru, and we have the brother Anselm. Anselm, did I say that right, brother? I'm so sorry if I didn't.
Yes, that's right. Anselm.
That's Anselm. Okay, all the way from Nigeria, and we're going to be discussing indigenous Igbo religion. And the reason why this is important is because, unfortunately, the majority of Igbos I know, they all love white Jesus. So it's hard to find, especially here in America, Igbo who can really go in and discuss traditional Igbo religion. So we want to thank the brother for joining us. Also, I have another brother on with us from the ACLUNIA. Chizoro.
Yeah, Chizoro.
Yeah, Chizoro. Thank you, brother, for joining us. You know, me and Chizoro, we've been communicating back and forth now for almost a year now, a little more than a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little more than a year. So he's on with us, and so we're just gonna chop it up in regards to the deities and Igbo culture. So my first question now, as far as the indigenous Igbo spirituality, would it be considered voodoo or no?
No. It's not actually just traditional Igbo religion, what we call Omenala.
Okay. Somebody saying in the chat room that because the title of this broadcast is Deities and Igbo Religion, the Nature and Divinity of Ekwensu in Religion. Somebody saying in the chat room that Ekwensu, huh?
Ekwensu.
Yeah, somebody saying Ekwensu means devil. Is that true?
No, that's not true, but that's the name the Christian has tagged the deity to make him look as if evil and devilish, but it's not true.
Brother, can you do me a favor? Can you hold the mic? We can barely hear you. Can you speak more into the mic or turn your mic up a little bit?
Okay.
Yeah, that's
yes,
better.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah, that's better. That's a whole lot better. Okay, so Ekwensu does not mean devil.
No, it does not mean devil. Just a name the Christian has typed the deity to make it look as if it's a devil, but it's not in a recent so in the traditional religion.
Okay, all right. So can you give us an idea of? Can you kind of just go into the background of Igbo religion? Because, like I said, all the Igbos I know, they love white Jesus. So can you just give us an idea of Igbo religion?
All right. First and foremost, thank you for that question because it's a question that is causing a lot of confusion, especially in the contemporary time where we have Christianity and different sorts of religion. Originally, the Igbo they reside in the eastern part of Nigeria, West Africa, that traditionalist. And the real Igbo religion is called Omenala. And it's difficult to distinguish between the Igbo religion and Igbo culture. Two of them intermingle. Now, an Igbo man does not say, this is my culture, apart from this is my religion. The religion forms and parcel of our daily life. And an average Igbo man is very religious. He wakes up in the morning, he goes to his shrine and prays to his personal chief with white chalk. Thank you for the gift of life and pray for protection for the day. He does not say this is Jesus, this is the Father, and this is the Son. No. But we have a concept of God who is supreme, which they call Chi, that is the spirit being. Chi is God. Who means big. So the highest being they call Chi, that is the spirit being. Then this supreme being has a lot of other deities, other small gods, demigods that work with him and govern the universe in the theocratic centers of the universe. Deities, they varies depending on the culture of the people, and the religion of this particular town. We have the Allah, we have the Anyanwu, we have the Onuorah. The Anyanwu is in charge of fertility, that is the sun god. And of course, you can trace it to science. They say photosynthesis, you need sun and water for the plant to grow. So Anyanwu and Onuorah, they're in charge of fertility. Then you have also the Ekwensu, like you just mentioned. It's just one of the deities we have in Igbo land. And its own functions, like we may still go inside this, for heart-hardened functions. Ekwensu is one of the deities we invoke if we want to take the hard decisions. It's one of the deities we invoke if we want to do hard jobs. Like sometimes the Christians, they pray for St. Michael's, for protections and whatever, because for them, St. Michael's is one of the archangels that do impossible things. It's also the same in Igbo tradition. So the Igbo tradition, the summary of it is that we don't distinguish between our culture and our religion. The Igbo tradition is the same as our Igbo culture. The culture forms part of our religion, and our religion part of our culture. And our culture is called Omenane. Omenane. It's only the Christian that started doing these divisions we have today. So Omenane is the Igbo tradition. And it has a theocentric concept. In other words, there is a supreme being that is there looking at human beings. Then there's other agents working with him. For an Igbo person, is very conscious of God, is very conscious of his neighbor, is also very conscious of life after here. Is also conscious of the ancestors. We respect our ancestors as part of our religion and our culture. Ancestors, they have criteria. The ancestors are those who lived a very ripe age, and they are good persons. An able person doesn't become an ancestor in that village. And there's some criteria for you to become an ancestor. First, you must be married. You must have children. And once you marry all those things, when you die, you say you have become an ancestor. A young man cannot be an ancestor because an untimely death in Igbo religion is seen as a curse. So if you die in any form of curse, in any form of death that is seen as a curse, you can't be an ancestor. And again, in Igbo religion, we value life, the sacredness of human life. Even in places where human beings are used as a sacrifice, it is used to preserve even more lives. So we don't just waste life. Igbo tradition is just the same as our Igbo cultures. You can't just differentiate this. So that is the background I will just give you an Igbo
Okay,
tradition.
we're having issues with the Chizoro. Can you hear Brother Anselm, or are you having issues hearing him?
He's in and out, but I understood him for the most part.
You understood? Okay, it's just the brother is in and out. But my next question is, why, especially here in America, why have a lot of Igbos left traditional Igbo spirituality and have adopted Christianity? Why is that?
Yes, I think that is one of the harms Christianity has done to Igbo religion. Let me tell you one thing. Christianity went to Rome and adopted Roman culture. They went to Europe, adopted European culture. They came to Africa, destroyed African culture, and imposed European and Roman tradition on us. They came with the concept that everything we do is bad, because they came and met already a sophisticated religion on ground. So they couldn't comprehend it, that in the whole of Africa, there was a tribe that has already a working system of religion, a working system of culture that is already there. So they were surprised, and for them to penetrate with their culture, they couldn't. The things they did was to start branding many of the things our forefathers are doing as evil. Fine, they have their good things they did, which is fine, I couldn't dispute that. But there's many things they did that are evil, that are bad, and are still affecting us today. And one of them that they could not say that our religions our traditions, the things we practice are good. They just came and branded everything as evil. So the people we see today, they came with that concept, and I also attribute it to Igbo as receptibility. The Igbos, they have nature to receive visitors. They welcome visitors. So they welcome the missionaries, the early missionaries that came, because they came with education. They didn't know that they came with education and a sword to destroy their culture. And you could see in Achebe's novel, Things Fall Apart, he said, the white missionaries, I'm not quoting directly, the white missionaries, they put a knife in the things that hold us together, and the center can no longer hold. They came and destroyed our cultures and indoctrinated us with their own culture. So even our people begin to think that their own religion is bad. That's why today you see a lot of young people from Igbo who believe in white Jesus and think that their forefathers are all evil. They don't go to village. They believe that everybody in the village is evil. So that is one of the reasons it's like that. It's not that Igbo culture or religion is bad, as you said. No, it's just indoctrination. And that's one of the bad effects of colonization that we are still suffering today.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is there any initiative or push to, because I mean, there are a lot of Igbo, especially here in America. I haven't been to Nigeria yet. I won't be there until I'll arrive in Nigeria in August. Is there is there an initiative to, I guess, reintroduce Igbo religion to Igbos in the West? Because again, a lot of them have no clue about Igbo religion and have instead adopted white Jesus instead of their indigenous religion.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. You see, I think that's actually the problem. Yeah, I haven't been to the United States, so like yourself, who haven't been to Nigeria, I don't know what those Igbos who are there, I don't know what their mindset, but I will use other places I've gone to and discuss with some Igbos in diaspora. Let me use the word Igbos in diaspora. Those who are not residing in Igbo, the conception they have about Igbo religion. And the initiative, there are some groups that are also making efforts like you yourself, you are making now. So I would say this particular thing we are doing now is one of the efforts on the ground. There are some young people who are doing research, who are documenting the Igbo religion and sending it abroad for Igbos in diaspora to read. There are conferences that are being held, there's shows, there's seminars that are being held, but the point that is it yielding the expected effect? That I can't really say because I haven't taken the story yet myself. But what I know that for my own part, if I have any opportunity, I speak to a group of people in diaspora to tell them, to indicate them that, see, our religion is not evil. It's just a matter of sitting down to study this religion. I used to have that conception that Igbo religion is bad until I started studying it last 5 years. And I tell you, there's a lot of weight of knowledge in there that needs to be explored. There's Igbo sciences that I tell you that if you begin to study them, you'll be amazed that we have such powers, such sciences in hidden Igbo tradition. So one of the things that I think that people are doing, and one of the things we are doing now, to reach out to people in the US, reach out to people in other countries of the world, to tell them, see, it's high time you begin to go back to your roots, study your roots, and see that there's nothing bad in it. So that's what I need to say on that.
Okay. Now, I think I heard you say, have you never been to America?
Yes. No, I haven't not. So.
Okay. Let me tell you what's going on in the West, especially in America. You have a lot of Nigerians who are, I would say, proud Nigerians. And sometimes they seem more proud. I mean, they're very arrogant about Nigeria, but they don't live in Nigeria. They live here in America. But then when you really start to talk to them, they know nothing about, like, outside of like maybe certain festivals. They don't know anything about the culture. What is your thoughts on that? So a lot of them come to America they have this attitude, this I'm Nigerian attitude, and we come to America, we do very well. It's our culture, but they know nothing of their culture when you start talking to them. What are your thoughts on that, especially when it comes to, again, the religion aspect? Again, you bring up Yoruba religion, Vodou, Igbo religion. They don't know anything, but then they want to tell you that they're very in tune or know their culture. What is your thoughts on that?
Well, I could answer that.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead and answer it. I think we lost the brother. Go ahead and answer it.
Like in the other traditions, a lot of the times it's been misconstrued, and a lot of what you see is like it's not really the true culture that people are practicing. People are practicing aspects of the culture like divination or something like that, or worshiping or praying. But the true culture is actually something that's used to create governments and govern people. So with the Igbo tradition, it's called Omenala, which means what's made or what's constructed within the land. Culture is actually, the very name means building a government. So it's very hard for people to promote the culture in the way that it's been promoted and with other places as divination or praying. Omanala just means building a government, running the state, or running the land. So it attacks people get economy again, no more popular.
Yeah, you kind of broke up at the end, Chizoro. Can you repeat that one more time? What you said towards the end?
I basically said it's probably going to become more popular as people get into a ton of governments again. The whole name is it's like a political science, and not just about divination or praying. So that's why some people have avoided it to this extent, but a lot of people are starting to study it now.
Okay. Is the brother Anselm, is he still off? Did he come back on? Did we lose him?
Oh no. See his avatar, I don't see his face.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, let's go. I guess we'll now Jade is in the chat room. How do you know Jade?
We used to be in chats together talking about Igbo culture, researching.
Jade, you wanna come on, Jade? Send Jade the leak if you can for me, Chizoro.
All right.
You only get a chance. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry for some of the technical difficulties. Again, thank you for being patient with us. I mean, today's subject is, we're dealing with Igbo religion. I think it's important that we learn more about the indigenous African religions. Because again, it's just in my experience, when I speak to a lot of Nigerians, especially here in America, it's like, they don't really know anything about their indigenous culture, but they seem to be in tune with their culture. But it's neither here and there. So, Chizoro, now where are you located currently, Chizoro?
I'm in Riverside, California.
Oh shit! did you get gentrified out of LA?
No, my parents got state jobs, so they
Oh, okay. Okay. Y'all wants to know, how do you feel about African priests bringing in white people and taking their money to make them priests?
That's what I'm talking about. When people say Yoruba culture and or Vodou, that's what people are doing, but that's not the traditional, what you say, culture, because the traditional culture is usually something about state building. And even if you see the Yoruba word for culture, people say it's a Yoruba or Ifa, but Ifa is basically divination or reading nature. But the true culture, it's called Isheshe, which is related to the word Ashe, which means power or authority or make it authorize something or make it happen. And Isheshe basically is a authority or government. That's what the word means in Yoruba. So people dodge that and they take Ifa because they don't want Africans to get into the state building thing again, the sovereignty again. So even the word Omanala, people say Igbo culture, but they'll avoid that word Omanala or Odinani or Ominani. They'll avoid those words. But once you start breaking it down, it's kind of avoidable.
Okay. Okay. All right. Somebody else is in the chat room. Who just came in? Is that you, Jade?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, Jade. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
No, go ahead and introduce yourself. You're in the UK.
Yeah, I'm in London.
Jay,
Family are from Barbados, sorry, you can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine. Go ahead. I got a question for you after you finish.
Okay, yeah. My family come from Barbados, but of Igbo origin. So, doing a lot of I basically started by doing a lot of research into the history of the island and sort of where we come from. It's just always been an interest of mine.
How long have you been in London?
Oh, born and raised, second generation.
Okay, I gotta get with you and do another show with you in regards to what's going on as far as this deportation situation. I guess
Yeah.
We got it because I just then we'll get back on the topic, but I don't know. I've been having conversations with Black Londoners, if that's the correct term, or Black people, Britons, I guess it's the correct term, and I feel like they're on that. It's not racism, it's classism. I would say vibe. So we gotta do a show on that. I really want to build on that. But anyways, I mean, we'll go ahead and add to the conversation in regards to Igbo religion, and you can kind of give us an idea of just really speak on the religion itself.
Well, for me, I mean, for me, I'm learning a lot, to be honest, because being obviously distant and separated from it all, I'm still learning.
Okay.
So I wouldn't really be able to contribute and teach on anything. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. This is more of a learning thing for me. Like I've been kind of going along and picking up as I go with research.
Okay. Now, Chizoro, why? And again, I keep asking the same question over and over again. I still don't understand why many Africans, completely reject their indigenous religion. Then when somebody like myself picks it up, starts to study it, they look at me like I'm crazy and say, why aren't you down with this white Jesusism? I mean, I still need clarity on that.
Yeah, it's people been getting called.
Hello?
People came in and reinterpreted what the culture was. And also during slavery, people were getting colonized. So basically, if you take Ekwensu, for example, that was from my research, it's the spirit of traveling. So traveling to do market bargaining, the traveling of the moon, or time, traveling for military purpose. During a Atlantic slave period, there was people were using. This is what people say, they were using Ekwensu to prep themselves for war and for kidnapping people. So when people were kidnapping people for slavery, Ekwensu got a bad name. And when Christians came over, when they were rewriting the Bible, they used Ekwensu to mean Satan. So
okay. Repeat that again, because Rosie was in the chat room saying Ekwensu means Satan. So you're saying the Europeans translated that and gave it a different definition and defined it as Satan when it didn't mean Satan.
Yeah, they took the word from a native culture and turned it into Satan. And that people have been raised with that for over 100 years now.
Rosie, are you still in the chat room? Did you get that? I hope she got that. But okay, Samka, this is the issue. you can believe what you want, but you don't like. It's one thing to say, you know, I'm a Christian. That's what I do now. That's what I practice. But they will literally renounce their indigenous religion. I mean, they will completely renounce it. Like it's juju, it's the devil. I mean, they will completely renounce it as a bad thing. Sam called the Christianity that the majority of these Africans practice is the European version that the white people brought to Africa. Let's not get it twisted. Nigeria has the largest white Jesus statue in Africa. All right. They could have easily made that Jesus black, but they made him a white Jesus African. I mean, they made him white Jesus. All right. When I was in Ghana, there was pictures of blonde hair, blue-eyed Jesus everywhere. Again, they could have easily gave that Jesus some African features, but instead it was blonde hair, blue-eyed Jesus. So we need to stop with this Jesus out of Africa story. It might have happened. Okay, it's a possibility. I'm not denying it, but the reality is the Jesus that the majority of these Africans worship is the white Jesus. So, I mean, that's just the truth. Emmanuel, what's going on? So yeah, I just had to bid on that for a second. No, it's not bigger than that Jesus statue, y'all, but it's a big statue. And it's obviously that he's white. No African features at all. All these Jesus pictures I see when I'm in Africa is clearly no confusion, is white. Sam, what question do you have? Sam Khan. And Sam Khan, where are you from? All right, let's see here. So I guess we lost Anselm. Hopefully he hopefully he'll hop back on. So Chizoro, so what are you doing as far as making people aware or spreading the I guess the truth of Igbo religion?
Well, basically I'm just researching on my own time, and sometimes I upload articles to like academic websites just so researchers might be able to look at it and make their own interpretations. But I'm also like I said, the religion is basically like I want to say a form of governance and molding people to like run a state. So I'm trying to connect with people who are already political and they just need a structure or a hierarchy. And then I think they'll take Onuorah and use it the right way that it was meant to be used. But at the end of the day, it has to be political. It has to be economically make sense. So that's why I'm trying to network with the right people to get it, have like a renaissance.
Okay. And tell people more about the organization you're a part of.
You cut out. I didn't hear you.
I was going to say if you could share with everybody the organization you're a part of.
Oh, the organization right now, I'm not really part of an organization per se, but I'm part of a business group that's called Us Lifting Us Development.
Okay.
Business development.
Listen, I reached out to the elder you told me to reach out to. What was his name?
Baba Hakima.
Yeah. I never heard back from him.
Looks like Anselm.
He's in Atlanta, right? Or New York or Atlanta, right? Yeah, I never heard back from him.
Sorry.
Oh,
I think I'm back. Sorry about that. I run out of network, so I have to recharge.
No problem. But Chizoro, I just want to let you know.
Yeah, I talked to him a couple times, but he's just managing. He's like manages the business, but the way I use it, it's like a think tank. So I bounce some ideas off of him. He might say, "Oh, really? You know, you're thinking about that? I know some people who own land over here. They're investing in business, or these people over here managing this summit where you could talk at." And so I use it kind of like a think tank or a business network. But I think there's other people that in the organization that might be able to do an interview on the system that they're running, and they're trying to do it. What they're trying to do, they know it better than me. I'm just using it as a networking opportunity. I met some people within the organization, but yeah.
Okay. So Anselm, we got you back. We had some I guess you had some technical difficulties. We're glad you are back. I mean, what else is important that we should know in regards to Igbo religion? I think last we kind of left off on how a lot of not just Nigerians but Africans in general are completely disconnected from their traditional religion to the point where they completely renounce it and rebuke it and say that is of the devil and that is evil, and that, you know, their family members are in the bush and all they do is just play with these indigenous religions and they just cast spells and curses on each other. That's why they're poor. I'm serious. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, you're laughing like I'm exaggerating. Like, I'm dead serious.
Yeah,
I'm dead serious. That's that. I get this all the time. That all their family members do, you know, is they sit in the bush, they cast spells against each other because they want to see each other poor, and that's it. That's all they say. I promise. I'm not. I am not exaggerating. So, Anselm, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a whole lot about orientation, reorienting the young ones. Because one thing you get to know, a lot of Nigerians in the US have not been to Nigeria before. Most of them were born in the US.
1 second, there's a beep in the background, like somebody's fire detector or something. All right, go ahead.
Okay. No. What I'm saying is that it's about value reorientations. I think that's one of the things we need to do. We need to reorient the young Nigerians in diaspora. Many of them have not been to Nigeria, like we pointed out. Many of them don't even know the religion. So I think we need to begin by telling people, making people understand the rudiments and intricacies in Igbo religion. And like you say, one of the major things you can imagine is the issue of Ekwensu, for instance. I've been researching on that for the past 4 years. If you actually understand the place and the nature of Ekwensu in Igbo religion, you will be amazed by a lot of misconception that has gone into that particular deities and what people think and believe about the deity Ekwensu. So it's about telling the people what actually is the path. A lot of people has been deceived that Igbo religion is bad. And I tell you, brother, it's not true. We have our own religion before the missionaries came. So how could you condemn the whole entity that whatever they do is of the devil? The point is that when the missionaries came, they could not find an equivalent name to give to that particular deity, and they simply target Ekwensu. Now, the Ekwensu of a thing, like I pointed out in my other works and presentation, is a deities for heart-hardedness. It's a deity you invoke if you want to take a difficult task. If a deity you invoke for extraordinary strength. That is simply his function in Igbo religion. It's not a devil. It's not a destroyer. It's not evil. It doesn't eat blood. I tell you, in my own locality here, we have a shrine. Maybe one of these days, if you come to Nigeria, I'll take it today. We have a shrine dedicated for Ekwensu in a place called Anak in Anambra State. So it's a deity like we have the king. But the point that it has a particular function, and this, one of the functions, like I said, is a God invoked for hard things. And people likened it, especially the missionary, that he does the work of the devil. Because the devil does things that you think ordinarily a normal human being could not do. So one of the things that we are doing already is we are holding lectures, we are holding conferences, we are giving talks about the religion that we need to study, we need to go back to our roots. Christian religion, fine, it's good in its own sense, but it doesn't mean that we arrogantly overlook our own religion.
Brother, there's a beeping sound in the background. It's very yeah, okay.
Okay, I think that will be okay now. All right. Okay, go ahead. I think I'll take that. That's UPS. I think
Okay.
that's all.
Okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. So it's the whole thing. The solution we provide. There's a lot of issues, and that's why you need professionals to talk about those issues. What they mean in Igbo religion, how we see them, not what the outsiders think of them, not the name we think of them. No. Like I was saying now, if you take the issue of Ekwensu, for instance, now, it's a combination of two words. If we go into etymology of the word, Ekwe and Nsu. Now, from my research so far, found out that in a place in Anambra State, Anako, have a shrine, and I have gone for a research in that shrine with the chief priest, sat with him, and we discussed at length about the functions of Ekwensu. During the wars, is a deity invoked for protections. Is a deity invoked so that you can do an extraordinary things. Is a deity invoked so that you can triumph over evil in that sense, so that people cannot harm you. It's like a deity that has a hamlet, a deity of hamlet, that a protective deity that protects the communities. During wars, it is invoked to protect a particular community. So I think because of its function that when the missionaries came, they thought that a deity who is doing that should be evil, and they branded it as an evil. But in real sense, it's a deity like we have Amadioha, like we have Anyanwu, like we have Onwa. So it's a deity that does a good friendship. And many people today, like you said, have misconceived it based on Christian conception of what it means. So that's where I put it at value reorientations. Reorientation about Igbo culture is important, especially this time around that we have many religions spinning out. And it's causing a whole lot of problem here in Nigeria.
Okay. Anything you want to add to that, Chizoro?
I would want to ask, because from my research, I've seen a similar deity or spirit, or let me say concept. From what I researched, it's more like a fundamental energy or fundamental force. Like you might say exciting energy or something like that. It's more like a scientific concept. And this Ekwensu, from what I've studied. Yeah, from what I study, I've seen a similar concept in ancient Egypt. They had Kansu, which was basically the spirit of traveling, and it was symbolized by the moon, symbolized by like traveling winds or sickness, germs. There's also Ekbesu in the nearby Ija ethnic group. They have Ekbesu, and it's basically like a shrine that they set up anytime they're traveling to conquer a territory, and they set up a community.
Okay. Yes, I think I would say yes that in Igbo,
a blessed piece of paper or cloth to bless themselves with the Ekbesu, and they'll wrap it around themselves and go to fight. And that seems a lot like Ekwensu.
Yeah. Yes. Like, I think you.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Anselm.
I think you also need to understand the Igbo theology. Are you here with me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, so you really need to understand the Igbo theology and the Igbo concepts of divinities. Yeah. Divinities that are all forces. Yeah. You can see them. You can't, even in the shrine, what you see is the physical representations of those deities with the sticks and white chalks. You can't see them. So they are forces that travels in nature. They operate in the metaphysical world. It's like You do an abstract travel. Sometimes you leave your spirit leaves the body and you move. So they don't function in the physical. I don't see them in the physical eyes. Like they say, you need a spiritual eyes to see how they function. So there are forces that travels in nature. There are deities, we call them Anselm in Igbo. There are forces, you don't see them. So today we talk of foreign scientific sciences like blade proofs. In Igbo traditions, there is the same question like Ekwensu. He has a protective amulet that you can wear physically, but it has a spiritual functions. So there are spiritual beings that you cannot see. So there are forces in nature. And these forces in nature, they're designated in a particular shrine, in a particular deities that ascribe functions and deities. So Ekwensu could be described also like you mentioned in the job, the spirit of travels. If you are traveling, you invoke them like in Igbo tradition. If you are traveling, you wake up in the morning, you pray to your personal chief with white chalk and what we call nsu, and orji. You pray asking for protection because we are traveling, asking to guide the road. We have such gods, we have such deities in their shrines represented, in their ikengas, like the personal chief we have with the ikengas. So these are forces in nature that operate. And in our own concept, they are good, they do good functions, they carry out good responsibility for us.
Anything you want to add to that, Jade? Or any questions you have for the brother? Jade. Is Jade still here?
She left. She dropped out.
Oh, she dropped out? Okay. All right, cool. Brother Anselm, would you advise, in fact, where in Nigeria can someone go and learn more and get in-depth information in regards to Igbo religion? Like for example, I will be, when I come to Nigeria in August, I'm going to Benin City, I'm going to Ile-Ife, and I'm going to I forgot where the Osun festival is, which city that is. Are those considered Igbo areas?
No, they are not considered Igbo areas. They are neighboring villages. But
are those Yoruba
Nigeria? Yes, that Benin, they have their own tribes. In Nigeria, we have over 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria. Yes, so they have their own tribes. Where we are going is Benin. They have their own tribe. They have their own culture, quite different from the Igbo. Where you will go in Nigeria and find the Igbos are in the following 5 states: Enugu, Anambra, Imo. Then you can talk also some Igbos in Port Harcourt, even though many of them don't claim Igbos, but Igbos in Port Harcourt. These are the 5, and again, Abia again. These are the 5 major states you find Igbos. But particularly Ekwensu, where you come and find information about Ekwensu is in Anambra. And Anambra is taken as the origin of Igbos. A town in Anambra called Agukundu. These are the people, Aguleri. These are the people that when you are writing Igbo traditions, you can't talk about Igbo traditions without mentioning them. So Aguleri, in Anambra, like I said before, there's a place called Anak in Anambra State. You have a shrine dedicated to that deity called Ekwensu. Many people don't know that. If you go there, you can learn more about Igbo tradition and particularly about Ekwensu.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So as far as the Osun festival, what is it? Just voodoo that's being celebrated there, or what's being celebrated at the Osun festival? Do you know? I mean,
what's
the Osun festival. Osun festival. Are you familiar with that?
Osun festival. I think that's Yoruba, because Yorubas are Yoruba.
Okay, Osun festival is Yoruba. Okay. All right, cool. Anything?
Go ahead. Place also in. Are you with me?
I'm here. I'm with you. Go ahead.
There's a place also in Owerri that is Imo State, in the eastern part of Nigeria, very close to Anambra, we call Uguta. It also has a very, presence of Igbo tradition there. So it's also another place that someone who is studying Igbo tradition goes to go and learn about the Uguta, very close to the Uguta Lake.
You got anything you want to add, Chizoro?
I know the Eze Enri. Did you mention that, Anselm Henry? Because the Eze of Enri, that's a town in Igbo land, which is considered a center of the tradition. He's actually been on a Pan-African mission to Virginia, where he blessed the village, and he blessed African Americans too with a renaming ceremony after they had DNA tests. Like a Congress of Igbo associations organized a reunion ceremony in Virginia, and they're about Pan-African work, or Black Pan-African work, if you want to call it that. So, yeah, I was actually talking to his personal assistant recently, his son, the prince.
Who's son? Who's son?
The Eze Enri, or the priest king of Enri.
Okay, and then this is the guy in here in America, right?
His son is in America, I think. His dad is back home. So if people want to learn the traditions, that he might be a good contact. Okay.
Yeah, you gave me his number, didn't you?
I think in a big document.
Yeah. I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna reach out to him. And so, what's the importance of learning indigenous religions, not just Igbo indigenous religions, but indigenous religions, any African indigenous religion? What's the importance of learning them? Hello? Did we lose him? Did we lose him? Yeah, I think he's froze up on us. Chizoro, can you answer that question, Chizoro? Hello? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead and answer that question since we lost the brother.
Well, the way I see it, if you learn it the right way, or if you want to learn it the right way, you could use it to build a government. You can use it to meet with other governments, as far as a United Nations, African Union, or hold conference. You can use internal reparations, external reparations, if people want to organize that way. But so far, what we've seen, a lot of people, they'll take like the divination aspect, priesthood, they'll build a priesthood, but they won't build like a family structure or a traditional structure and interact with like the traditional governments. But that's what I think the next generation, that's the mission, to build a connection with the traditional governments and build it over in the diaspora and back home. But you can't do that without practicing the tradition in the correct way. You can't take bits and pieces of divination or make it like a circus act. That's my position.
Okay. What about you, Jade? Are you back on?
Looks like she's muted.
Jade, you gotta mute yourself.
Sorry, my screen froze. What was that?
No, the same. I'll ask you the same question. What do you think the importance is of learning traditional religions?
Traditional what?
Religion. In any type of traditional religions, whether it be Igbo religion, any type of indigenous traditional religion. What do you think the importance is to learn that?
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily just encompass religion per se, but it does bring in governance, morals, rules. It gives you that general. It gives you a list of requirements that you kind of can adapt your life to.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a structure, politically, spiritually, morally, all these different things. So it gives you that guide, which we kind of have been lacking. like coming from the Caribbean point of view, and especially like the UK kind of British sort of view, we're lacking that, and something like that will give you, especially the historical context of it as well. It will kind of reconnect us back home.
I guess we lost the brother. I guess we lost the brother Anselm. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and close out. Chizoro, is there anything you want to share in closing? And thank you, you and Jay. Thank you so much for coming on. Chizoro, do you have your own YouTube page?
My own YouTube page? Yeah, I just use it to upload every now and again, but
if you do you have your own do you live stream at all, or you have like your own show?
No, I don't.
Okay, I was gonna say if you did, you could share it. But I mean, how can people get in contact with you?
So they could get in contact with me. They could use my email. They can email me at acluniachizorookeke@gmail.com.
Okay, I'll make sure I'll put it in the description. And then I think Doug, I swear, Doug will find the contact information or link to anybody before you even say it. Like the minute you come on the show, Doug is there. So Doug's putting your YouTube. I swear, man, Doug is putting your YouTube different. Doug, hey y'all, I want everybody to give a round of applause to Doug. Doug is the best moderator. I don't know what the hell Doug does during the day, but he's here. He's on O'Shea's page. He's everywhere. Everybody give a special round of applause to Doug. Doug is fucking great, man. I love Doug. Doug is awesome, bro. I love Doug, man. Everybody give Doug. Doug is definitely moderator of the year. Definitely moderator. He's not in here arguing with everybody. You know, I got Sultan of Sokoto, who now is Farah Buram. You know, he'll come in here, argue with people, cuss everybody out. You know, but Doug is be in here moderating. Shout out to Doug, everybody. Shout out to Doug. Yeah, and then Jay, is there anything you want to share in closing?
I mean, not particularly. I just appreciate being on the panel and being able to listen and get more of a clearer understanding. So just, just adding to what I know and giving me a bit more guidance as to where I can go into the future in terms of my studies. So I appreciate it.
Okay, cool. No problem. No problem. Sam Ka, dude, like, what are you gonna argue about? Sam Ka wants to call in, and I don't know what he wants to discuss. Like,
what ethnic group is he from? I don't know. I study everybody's. I try to.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, Farah Ibrahim, I'm just giving you a hard time. Hey, everybody, Farah Ibrahim, Sultan of Sokoto, he's a good moderator as well. He's upset. I think he's upset. Okay, whoa, hold on. Sam Ka, are you an Ethiopian Coptic Christian? Sam Ka?
Uh-oh. Original colonizer.
Are you a Coptic? Are you a Coptic Christian? Everybody, shout out and shout out to Turkey, the class clown. Turkey is the resident class clown. Okay, Sam Ka, were you born in Ethiopia? Because Sam Ka, I need to link up with you, Sam Ka. Sam Ka, send me an email. Email me, Sam Ka. Search. I'm gonna give you my email address. I need to link up with you. I gotta get to Ethiopia too. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for joining us. Search for Uhuru. Thank you for joining us once again. I really appreciate it. Please go to searchforuhuru.com. Please go to searchforuhuru.com. Please go to amazon.com. Search your name, Dynasty Samir. Please go to dynastysamir.com as well. Also go to africapersonified.africa and then go to Search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook, and Africa Personified on those same platforms. Again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Turkey, you are the resident class clown. Resident. So you won't. Turkey has a non-ban list. You guys can't kick Turkey out of the chat room because he is the resident class clown. So Sam Khan, send me email. Send me email. I'll give you my email address. Send me email. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Till next time. Peace.